Hello, everyone, and welcome to a More Perfect podcast. I am your host, Mike Winson. Today, we are going to sit down with another progressive young person running, which is absolutely amazing. I'm so excited about it. We need more people just like this person. Her name is Leila Staton, and she is running for the 54th district in Iowa. Hi, Layla. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I can't wait to learn about what you hope to do for the people of Iowa. Um, to start off, I'm interested to know how you decided I'm going to run because these days that seems like one of the craziest things anyone could do.
It does. In the 2024 election, after the big loss that devastated many, I tried contacting my legislators and realized throughout that process that a Democrat hadn't opposed the Republican incumbent in about
Mm.
like 5 years. And I was like, somebody needs to run against this person. His votes are lethal. I'll do it. And that's how I decided.
Wow. And have you always been into politics? Has that always been something of a passion of yours?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not surprising that I'm running for office.
what What was the response of your family when you were like, I think I'm going to run?
They were overwhelmingly supportive. I think it's anyone who knows me personally is not surprised by the fact that I'm running. It is surprising that I'm doing it so young, but they're supportive.
Good, 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 good. So, as you go and you talk to people that are, just letting them get to know you, what kind of stuff are you hearing from the people in Iowa? Like, what are the pain points for Iowans?
Healthcare is a big one. Um, and not just healthcare costs, but the accessibility to healthcare.
Hmm.
The district I live in is a healthcare desert, and we have almost no OBGYN care. I think we have 3 OBGYNs per 100,000 women in the state,
Wow,
which is really low.
that's really
Um,
low.
yeah, I think it's least in the US. I think it falls behind Puerto Rico too. Um, and the abortion ban is running a lot of OBGYNs out of the state. Water quality is a huge issue. High nitrate levels. It's kind of unhealthy to drink.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes in hand with the rising cancer rate in the state, which
Hmm.
is really high. Grocery prices, just cost of living overall.
Yeah. So, in general, a lot of the normal stuff that a lot of the country is dealing with is things like the big beautiful bill and the possibilities of Medicaid cuts, the ACA subsidies if those don't get passed, are things like that. Um, are the realities of that starting to work their way through the people of Iowa?
Yep. Yeah. We're going to see quite a few of our rural hospitals closing down because they won't be able to stay afloat.
Hmm.
And that we already have very little access to healthcare, so that only worsens the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do people in Iowa say when someone as young as you are go up to them and say, I want to be your representative? I mean, I know I personally wouldn't care. I think it's great, but I am not the norm when it comes to the conservatives in this country.
There's two answers for this. There's in person and there's online. In person, the response is mainly, "Really? Wow. Are you sure? Okay, we'll see." And online, I get a lot of, "You're 21, what do you know?" "Oh, I have a job, I pay taxes,
Yeah.
I can do it."
Yeah. When you get to the point of, you get let's say you win and you go in, what is the first thing that you want to tackle? Like,
Our private school voucher program,
mm,
it's defunding all of our public schools. And in our district, we don't have a private school. So money's getting siphoned out for a school that a lot of students can't access already, but
Hmm.
since they're so far away,
Yeah.
it makes it worse.
Yeah. As someone who lives in North Carolina, we have a voucher system now, and so I totally understand that one. If you were talking, like, if there's anyone from Iowa, listening right now, what kind of things would you want to tell them, like about you, about your running, about any, like, what's your message? Give us your message. I want to
My
pitch.
message. Okay. If you're in Iowa right now and you're listening to this, I think I would encourage you to get more connected with your community. Right now is a really scary time, and there's a lot of propaganda online. Get offline and go talk to members of your community. It's so beneficial, and it makes you feel a lot better.
So, I found you on TikTok, and obviously, your generation slash just younger people in general are using um, social media to help spread their message. Have you found that in your district that's been helpful? I don't know the age range in your district specifically.
So the district skews older than the state average. There are a lot of nursing homes in Grundy and Hardin counties, and it's very rural. So young people move. It's just just the reality. TikTok has not been extremely helpful with helping me find people in the district. Instagram has,
Interesting.
which is interesting. I know young people are on TikTok and they should be in politics.
Yeah.
They should be in touch and know that they make choices in our government and that they
Yeah.
should be.
Have you, because that is definitely one of the things that I was thinking about when I saw you doing it, is um, just seeing young people running for office is, for me as an outsider, it actually was really cool to see. Have you heard from any other young people that are just like, yes, young people, or running for office, go for
Yeah.
it, go girl?
Yes, there's a lot of support. And it's across generations. I
Mm,
think it's pretty common for most people to not want a 90-year-old um, legislator or representative. They don't know what it's like to be 40. And I don't know what it's like to be 40, but I know what it's like to be 40 closer to a 90-year-old. Um, and I think that collectively is super exciting because me being young and running for office not only encourages other people to also run for office, because if a 21-year-old can do it, a 28-year-old can, a 34-year-old can. It's almost validating for them too. But it's also validating for people in their 20s and like 17 to 35, I'd say, that they should be voting, that they can vote, that it's you're not an outsider going into the
mm,
political sphere and deciding to vote. You can just vote, and that's good. It's a good thing.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's really important right now.
Yeah. Uh, Voting is more important than ever. I think if we had more people voting, we may not have been in the same problem that we're in currently. Um, so you've been obviously going around and talking to people in your district. What has been the response, other than, you really, 21-year-old really want to do it? Like, what have the
Right.
conversations been like?
Overly positive. A lot more positive than I expected in the beginning. Um, so much support. It's
Mm,
actually kind of overwhelming. It's crazy. Other times, I'd say it's majority positive. Sometimes it's a little bit more negative, like, "Oh, well, I don't know if you have the capability to help solve the water problem,"
mm,
or "I don't know if you know what you're talking about when it comes to public versus private schools and where the money goes." um, I have a very quick response with, "I'll see you in 3 months." Because people are overwhelmingly frustrated. Any party
Mm.
overwhelmingly frustrated with the fact that pesticide companies aren't being held accountable, that private schools are siphoning all of the money from public schools. Those are common issues. Those are common opinions. And I think once I meet with quite a few people multiple times, they start to warm up to me and realize that, hey, younger people do know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel that the most common response is just that you are too young to be able to do the job? Is the fact that you are running as a progressive something that pushes a lot of people away? I don't know how conservative your district is.
So it's kind of hard to tell because a Democrat hasn't run for this seat in 5 years.
Mm,
So we don't know what the voter turnout really looks like.
right.
Um, but more often than not, people are more disappointed to see the D behind my name than my age.
Mm,
Most people are excited about my age. And there are so many people who got elected, who ran for office at 20 and got elected at 21. I'll be 22, 23 in terms of this election. And I think once people realize that young Republicans are in office right now, young Democrats can also be in office.
yeah, and especially after the whole big fiasco with the young Republicans. that
Yeah. Wow.
that's been wild. So as I was looking, as I was reading up on you, I was researching
Okay.
you. So you've spent a lot of time doing different advocacies, helping out with a bunch of different groups, volunteer serving local fire department, subcommittee hearings, speaking with Iowa legislatures. So this is really like, this has been, when did you start doing, like, when did this start? Is this like high school? You just were like
In high
gung ho
school,
jumping in? Yeah.
my sophomore year of high school, I was really, really angry at the threat of Roe v. Wade getting overturned.
Mm,
I was really mad. Um, and I was like, what can I do about this? So I contacted Planned Parenthood and was like, what can I do in my community for this to not happen?
yeah.
Um, and so I started going to rallies. I started talking to groups um, about how serious the Roe v. Wade getting overturned would be and how dangerous it was. Um, this past year, when I moved back home from college, I contacted Planned Parenthood again and was like, how can we fix some of this? Um, and she was like, well, actually, we have this new thing. Join this storytelling team and go do what you were already doing, just on a larger scale.
Hmm.
And so I went to subcommittee hearings, overall for women's health. Sometimes that touches abortion. Um, in subcommittee hearings, and then I went to DC because they were like, "You're pretty good at this. You should go to DC during the big beautiful bill while that was still in debate and talk to your congresswoman and your senator, Chuck Grassley."
Oh, I'm
Um,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
Is
We'll
it
get it
though?
out this
Is
time.
it okay though?
It's really not.
It's not.
I don't know how he keeps getting elected. And he filed paperwork to rerun.
Did he?
He did. He's
Yeah.
in his 90s.
I watched the committee hearing with Pam Bondi that he was leading, and it was, the man literally read every answer to everything and did not actually do anything. It was frightening. It was
It is.
frightening.
I saw him at a basketball game and he does not know where he is half the time. I don't know. But apparently he runs, like he exercise runs in Washington, D.C.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
the health is incredible.
So obviously, this kind of thing is in your blood. What's the thing that scares you the most about doing this job if you win?
Right now, the dangers of it, the political violence being so high, is probably my biggest fear.
Is that kind of stuff happening in Iowa a lot? I haven't heard them in the news. That's why I ask.
Not in Iowa, just kind of globally
Yeah,
and
for
seeing it
sure.
rise across the US. Um, Defacing signs and, like, spray painting them, it hasn't really happened here a ton. People just they
Knock on
ignore
wood.
signs, but it has started to happen,
Mm,
this year
yeah.
with the local election coming up. And if the climate proceeds to get hotter, which global warming reference, I guess,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we'll be looking at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I can definitely understand the fear of that. And unfortunately, not many people seem to be spending a lot of time trying to bring the temperature down as opposed to the other way around.
You get yelled at online if you do try to bring the temperature down.
Right, of course, because that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I've enjoyed about watching your TikToks specifically is how matter of fact you always are. You're just like, you think you can't do this? Just do it. Just literally just walk out and do it. Like for the No Kings protests. You're like, just go. It's okay. You don't need to worry about it. Is that just talking you for a little bit, that strikes me as just kind of how you live your life. You're like, if something comes up and it needs to get done, just do it.
Yeah, do it or don't. Don't sit and question whether you should do something. Do it. It crossed your mind. Just do it.
What kind of what kind of voting output does Iowa usually do in general? Like, are they pretty high in the numbers, or is it like,
So based on my district, about a third show up.
wow, that's frighteningly low?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was surprised. I
Hey,
wasn't
we're
expecting
gonna improve it in
30%.
2026.
Huh?
We're gonna prove it. We're gonna make it a lot better in
You
2026.
know,
Just watch.
there has been a lot of that. I interviewed someone who's running for state legislature in New Jersey just recently, and in their primary alone, they had an increase of 30% of people coming out to vote, which in the primary is huge.
Yeah.
Um, so I believe you. It sounds to me like you guys are doing the work. So I really hope that works out for you.
Yeah. We've had quite a few special elections. Democrats have lost one, and I think there were four of them. And
Wow.
voter turnout in those special elections extremely high compared to the average.
Is the Iowa legislature trying to do anything to limit voter turnout?
Yes,
Of course they are.
they
Why?
always are. Um, Iowa House Republicans don't want you to vote. Yeah, they have shortened the mail-in voter amount of days that you have to ship your ballot off. They have tried limiting poll stations and the hours that they're open, which voting's already pretty inaccessible. I am kind of worried about more voter suppression laws coming through this next session. Um,
Is
it's
there is there a chance of Iowa? I don't know the the split Republican Democrat in Iowa, with SCOTUS potentially working, like having the oral arguments on the Voting Rights Act and whether or not they can gerrymander freely. Uh, is that something that's of worry in Iowa?
I would love to say an absolute no. Um, it's been a quiet subject in the
Okay.
state. We do have a nonpartisan office that draws our districts, quote unquote. And our population has decreased so much, I don't think they could get another federal congressional seat.
Mm.
if they really tried. We used to have 5,
Yeah.
now we have 4.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if that's something huge that they would try to do.
Is
Um,
is anyone in your legislature paying attention to the fact that the population is decreasing in Iowa?
yes, the
And
Democrats are.
so normal is what
Yeah.
you're, yeah, okay.
There are just so few of them.
Yeah. Um the one question I like to ask everyone who's running in any seat is, the division obviously between Republican and Democrat is really high right now. And the ability to talk across the aisle sometimes even feels impossible depending on who you're interacting with. How do you see yourself working across that aisle, if that's even possible? I don't know the balance of power, and if it's one of those things where Democrats just scream into the wind and Republicans do what they want.
It does seem, with the past legislation, it does seem like that's the case. But I will, in every sense of the word, absolutely reach across the aisle. You have to work with Republicans to get things done. And I want to get things done. I want to help the people who live here. Um, I think right now we're living in a time where the Republican Party is being told who they are, in the sense that Democrats have been in the last decade. Um, is constantly the other side telling you who you are, what you stand for. And I think that's happening to Republicans right now. And though the votes are lethal, and I know my opponent, those votes are absolutely lethal, I know that their job is to help people who live in Iowa, regardless of whether they have an R or a D behind their name. And I hope that political civility comes back a little bit quicker than it seems to be.
This has been a long 9 months of this new administration, and I know that there have been many, at least, that have seemed on the ground floor, obviously not legislatures as much because they feel like they have to toe the line oftentimes. But have you noticed in interacting with people just in a day to day that there is at least a somewhat changing of the mind on the current MAGA, administration and legislature?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have one of the most rural districts in Iowa, and that means that a lot of farmers live here. And
Yeah.
farmers are beyond angry. They they want a market for their soybeans. They don't need like a bailout band-aid for this
Right.
problem that we see often. Like this isn't a new issue. Of course, with like the sales overseas, that's new, but the fact that there isn't a market here for what they're planting and what they're growing is the problem.
Mm.
And I think a lot of them are starting to realize that it's not just going to fix itself. You're going to deal with this again next year and the year after that. Um, and I think that kind of ties into a huge deal we have, the Renewable Fuel Act,
Okay.
which kind of pushes almost all of our farmers. It's more than 90% of our farmland is used for corn that goes to feed and ethanol. We we don't feed America anymore, and there's a lot of outrage, especially with the younger generations, that
Mm.
we don't plant things that are good for the environment or good for us. Um, and I think there is a solution to all of that that we can implement.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you get the chance to do that. I look forward to seeing what Iowa does with you as a state congresswoman.
Thank you
Um,
so.
of course. Uh, do you want to let everyone know where they can find you if they want to learn more about you and support you or ask whatever?
Yeah, of course. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. It's Layla for Iowa, Leila for FOR Iowa. And then if you want to donate to me, it's Leila Staton on ActBlue. The link is also on the social media. And I also have an email list that you can email. It's Layla for Iowa, the same as the socials, and then I can add you to the email list.
There you go. Thank you for hanging out with us. I I really do love the fact that young people that care about our country are running, and we need more of it. We need more people that care about what's going on here. So thank from an older person, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Everyone
And that
who's made it all the way to the end, thank you for listening. What we do here on A More Perfect Podcast was only made possible by everyone listening and supporting. So please consider subscribing, hitting all the buttons down below, and following on TikTok, Apple, Spotify, Instagram, all Substack. We've got it all, and we put out a lot of content, and it only happens, and we can only keep doing it with the support of you. So again, Layla, thank you, and everyone else. We'll see you next time on A More Perfect
Thank you so
Podcast.
much.
Bye, guys.